Welcome to 38 or whatever minutes that I'm not sure I'm even going to survive. I don't know if I'm Dunk Dawson and he's Dick or who's
we cross the
here.
streams. We cross the streams.
Yeah, but it is the 42 Show on the 42 Show channel. And yeah, it's your turn now. I fucked that up.
Well, actually, no. So this one on the live channel is going to be unlisted, and then it's going to be uploaded to the 42 channel.
Yeah.
So well, get it right. Anyway.
Actually, I'm right, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, first of all, we're going to start off with some of the stories we're not going to report on tonight. Like a man was banned by United Airlines for allegedly pissing on a sleeping co-passenger. Very nice indeed. We also have 13 prisoners escape in Zambia after a drunk detective opened the cells and told inmates they were free to go on New Year's Eve. And we also have a very, very strange, and it's a slow week for stories, because we have a mystery story from the UK. The residents of a town are wondering why there's a plate of bananas that appears on their street every first day of the week of every month. Yeah, so very strange. Yeah,
but Mr. Tallyman.
Yeah, just put an Apple AirTag on the plate and find out who's been putting it out. Come on. But anyway, there we go. On with the proper news.
Yes, get on with it. So up in Canada here, it happened. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced he is stepping down, and his 9-year stretch as Prime Minister will come to an end. Trudeau said he would stay in office until his Liberal Party can choose a new leader, and that Parliament will be prorogued or suspended. Why do we have to have a stupid word for suspended when we already have the word suspended until March 24th? I hate that shit. He says this country deserves a real choice in the next election. It has become clear to me that if I'm gonna have to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. So I guess he's talking to his party there. His personal unpopularity with Canadians has become an increasing drag on the party's fortunes. And this is just an echo of Biden and the whole 9 yards. This is that hard right and social influence crap that's permeating up here, the same that just happened down there. Do we want a leader that's going to run around talking about how they're going to invade Honduras? Because we'll get to that. Last night over dinner, this is Trudeau again. He told his kids about the decision that he's sharing. He said, I intend to resign as the party leader and as prime minister. And after the party selects its next leader through a robust nationwide competitive process, I'll be done. I'm pretty sure that's not the part he said to his kids. He probably used puppets or something, but President of the Liberal Party, somebody, said a meeting of the party's board of directors will be held this week to begin the process of selecting a new leader. The same person said Liberals across the country are immensely grateful to Trudeau, blah, blah, all that, pat him on the bottom as you kick his ass out the door crap. Conservative leader there, Pierre Poilievre, I can't remember how to say that properly, has come out and he's doing the big Trump thing, right? Nothing has changed following the resignation. He says every Liberal MP and leadership contender supported everything Trudeau did for 9 years, and now they want to trick voters by swapping in another Liberal face to keep ripping off Canadians for another 4 years. This was the biggest reason why I wanted to bring this article up, because in Canada now, politics no longer is a platform for debate. It's no longer a place where you hear from the leading people of the parties and people running for office and stuff and find out what they're going to do for you versus the other people. We have now entered I'm sorry to say, the American and a few other countries, this thing where politics is now based on hate, and we all lose because of it.
Yeah, it's all done on TikTok and Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, and this asshole, this conservative leader prick up in Canada here, he's a total, he would sign the bottom line and give Canada to Trump and take a big payment in the background and then move to Moscow and live with the oligarchs. Fuck him. Now, I've said a few times, Trudeau's a bit of a schmuck. people stop having real belief in him because he's just always this too nice a guy, and he doesn't have the tough side that even Reagan had when he was going at USSR and whatnot. So, but this is all based on this new hate rhetoric. And all you people that think you're learning politics through social media, you're the idiots that elected Trump. Smarten up.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't allowed.
yeah. I tried to vote against him, but they just kept telling me to turn around and go back home. I said, I'm not Mexican. Fuck you. So where's your first one here?
Yeah, talking about foreigners. Because you do have that big problem in the United States with the healthcare system. It's so I believe, but yeah, this small Italian village has banned all its residents from becoming seriously ill. People living in Belcastro are ordered to avoid contracting any illness that may require emergency medical assistance, a decree from the local mayor Antonio Torchia states. Belcastro sits in the southern region of Calabria, like one of Italy's poorest places. It's like it's like the toe end of the boot on Italy.
It's right by Mafia Town, just to the left.
Yeah, well, exactly. This is part of the story. Torchia, the mayor, he said, the move was obviously a humorous provocation, but that it was having more of an effect than the urgent notices he had sent to regional authorities to highlight the shortcomings of the local healthcare system. Around about half of the town's 1,200 residents are over the age of 65, and the nearest accident and emergency department is over 45 kilometers away.
Well, I can see why they can't be bothered then.
Well, not only that, you can only drive on that road for 30 kilometers an hour, which is 18 miles per hour. That's the speed limit. So you'd have to soup up your power scooters to get along there.
Do they all still drive Fiat Cinquecentos or something? What the hell's going on there?
The village's on-call doctor surgery is also only open sporadically and offers no cover during weekends, holidays, or after hours. Torchia told the Italian TV that it was hard to feel safe when you know you need assistance and your only hope was to make it to A&E on time. Yeah, because one of the problems is, what's going on here. Well, they're not too sure whether or not these new rules will be enforced, or at all. I mean, how can you stop not getting ill? But a lot of this is down to political mismanagement and mafia interference, and it's decimated the healthcare system, which was put under special administration from the central government almost 15 years ago. Yes, so it's the mafia and poor government. It's just corrupt, and it's just fucking everybody up.
Yeah, man.
And the only thing you can do is just don't get ill. You're not allowed. if you get ill, the mafia will come around and shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. I got a cold. No, I don't need to go in.
You don't look very well. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I always puke blood in the morning. It's all right.
Oh, dear God. Wow, what a strange situation to be in. But there you go. That's the world.
That does sound a little dystopian, we're banning getting sick. But what if they took it to this extreme? So this is a whole thing with Samsung. And if you follow me on this show at all, Samsung's one of my favorite companies for respecting your privacy and not screwing you over in the background. So they got a thing now. Parents will soon be able to spy on their children, pets, and loved ones through this new TV in this weird, bizarre, dystopian tech move. So they got a new range of televisions that incorporate AI, and it links into this whole thing where it monitors for unusual behavior in your pets and family members. This means that your television is now watching your living room 24/7 with an AI. And it links to your smart home devices and your robot vacuums and cleaners and fridges. And because, in Samsung's world, your washer and dryer have to link to the internet now, because why wouldn't they? Well, how else are we going to steal information on you and sell it to Tide and Snuggle, right? So They say the new TVs will be intelligent companions, and they intend it to simplify and enrich your everyday living. It enhances comfort by automatically adjusting room settings, like dimming the lights when a child falls asleep, while providing real-time updates and recorded events through the TVs. They'll link up to the family care service, and that can like help alert with elderly issues and stuff. If your pet barks, if your baby's crying, no.
That sounds great.
Yeah, except it has to monitor my home. It links into your security systems and all that and whatnot. And right now, at this point, I am shivering on the inside. Can you imagine a company who has already been caught 2 or 3 times wrongly using your personal data and stealing more of it than they should and personalizing it when it's not supposed to be, bringing these products to market, and the average person that doesn't even know how badly they're being treated by these companies going, oh, that's great because now my life is even that little bit easier. And bit by bit, they know so much about you, and the psychologists and the people that help with ad design and whatnot, they know how to manipulate you. If you don't think that's true, you are sorry. You're fooling yourself. And before you know it, half of the decisions you make as a purchasing consumer are directed by these people, and you don't even know it.
It would be kind of funny, though, if all this personal information and data was, being shared, with obviously the Chinese or whoever. The majority of it is, Bonzo the dog's licking his butt again. The cat's looking at the telly in a very strange way.
Exactly, man. Yeah. What if this thing's smart, and I was video chatting somebody on this TV, and my dog did that I don't have one, but it did that lift its leg and started giving it to the old nutsack thing with the tongue. If the TV was smart, it would blur that shit out. But it's not smart because it's not there for you. It's under a disguise of being for you because it's really for them to make more money. That's all it is.
If the TV was smart, it would zoom in because it's probably the most interesting thing that's going to happen on that Zoom call.
Yeah. You got some guy picking his nose and some dog licking his nuts. Pick one, right?
Well, it could be the man licking his nuts, but
yeah. They're spooning.
Oh dear.
Okay, what's up next here?
Wow. Talking about shite. Well, too many New York State have died of a rare fungal lung infection that they caught from bat poop. Specifically, poop they were using or plan to use as fertilizer to grow cannabis. Delicious.
Oh, no, damn it. Okay.
Both men, based in Rochester, shared a love of Mary Jane and cultivated their own cannabis plants for personal use. They each developed a condition called... Okay. They each developed a condition called histoplasmosis after breathing in spores of a harmful fungus known as blah-de-blah-de-blah that's coming from bat guano. The first man, who was 59 years old, had purchased guano online to use as fertilizer for his cannabis plants. And the other man, 64, was intending to fertilize his cannabis plants with guano he'd found in the attic following a heavy bat infestation. Why?
You got bigger concerns in life than growing grass. If you can find the guano in your attic, dude.
I just don't understand why use that as fertilizer? What does it make the grass better?
It's actually it's just amazing fertilizer. Bat guano, like people go and hunt it down for their stuff. Oh yeah.
Wow, it's not good because the doctors are saying don't do it. Given recent legislation, an expected increase in home cultivation of cannabis, along with promotion of bat guano for this purpose, it is important to raise public awareness about the potential risk.
I didn't mean to say people go out and hunt guano for growing weed, but I've heard of guano being amazing fertilizer in certain conditions. I don't want to mislead everybody there because you're all going to think I'm fucking nuts. It's
just stop sniffing it.
Yeah. It is not cocaine. Well,
it's getting a hit off the spores that grow in amongst it.
Yeah.
Ugh, Jesus.
But
yeah, they do say it's got a high concentration of nice nitrogen and phosphorus.
Yeah.
Which is good for growing. But yeah, even so, yeah, just don't.
Okay, let's stay on this for a second here, because you get a lot of stories like this where people are, growing pot for themselves or this and that and the other thing. Doesn't have to be illegal. I didn't mean to start it that way, and then they get an idea in their head like, oh, I'm going to use bat shit, blah, blah, blah. There's this thing called the internet. It's how your phone works. Why don't you use it? What the hell? Why
That's
is
probably where they
this
got the
group of
idea
people? Yeah, it's probably TikTok, right? Ban that shit.
Well, exactly. My wife was she was giving me a whole lecture, a TED talk tonight. It was supposed to be a conversation, but it wasn't. She was just telling me about all the shitty things she's seen on TikTok or reported from TikTok. And it's like, I can't believe the shit that's on there.
I know.
Don't watch it.
Paul Gilbert says in the chat, in the UK, if you got bats in your house, you can't even get rid of them because they're protected. Paul Gilbert, Q rant on town councils and whatnot in the UK coming up very soon.
Oh yes. If we get to it.
No, we have to now. There's no choice, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where am I here? Okay, yeah, I did asshole TVs. So I'm sorry, everybody, but it's time for Trump Watch. So I got a couple here. I'll blow through them quick because, well, I'm sure he blows through them quick just as much. The appeals court has denied Trump's 11-hour bid to delay the Friday sentencing and that hush money trial, with the chick with the tits. Lawyers for the president-elect sought to overrule the lower court judge overseeing the case who had ordered Trump to appear for sentencing on the 10th of January. The appeals court issued a decision just minutes after holding an emergency hearing on Tuesday. Early this week, Judge Marchand said the sentencing would proceed as Trump's arguments against it are, for the most part, a repetition of the arguments he has raised numerous times in the past. In other words, so much for your bullshit, Donald, but just sit your ass down and take an ounce of medicine. Now, before we move, because there's a couple here on the Trump Watch, I want to say all of this stuff about presidential immunity as it pertains to Stormy Daniels is complete and utter bullshit because he was not in office at the time. How can anybody allow this travesty of justice to happen? I don't get it, right? So Justin Trudeau had to step up there right before he shut down the government for a bit and, wandered off to go fishing. And he said, elect Trump there has been going on about the 51st state. And Trudeau finally opened his fucking yapper and said, a snowball's chance in hell of Canada becoming the 51st state. Right. And Trump has used the 51st state jab repeatedly. And he started it right after Trudeau and Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc dined with him in Mar-a-Lago there. Right after that is when he started this bullshit. Right.
Yeah, I've even seen right-wing Canadian politicians saying no, not a chance.
Exactly. Right. Now here's a quote from the orange shit gibbon, as Commander McMillan likes to call him. Canada and the United States, that'd be really something, he said from Florida, but warned his incoming administration was getting frustrated over what the president calls subsidies for Canada. Trump says, we've been good neighbors, but we can't do this forever. And it's a tremendous amount of money, he says. Canada's Forest Minister, Melanie Joly, also pushed back, writing on social media that Trump comments showed a complete lack of understanding of what makes Canada a strong country, and we're never going to be back down in the face of these stupid threats. But this whole subsidies for Canada, I'm sorry, Mr. Trump, open your fucking knowledge bay for a second and figure it out. A lot of what you call drinking water flows from us to you. And there's a lot of other shit that goes that way, not just the other way. So
yeah, it's all downhill.
Yeah, stick finger up ass, right? So, and then he says he's not going to rule out military force to seize control of Panama Canal and Greenland, as he has declared both to be vital to American national security. Now, if you don't know...
Okay, Mr. Putin.
Yeah. See what I mean? None of this was talked about in the election run up, and y'all just ran around going, Trump's gonna save us and blah blah, and oh my god, bad immigrants. And now you're committing a war against a founding member of NATO, those who hold Greenland, and figure out the rest, right? So
well, Britain, France, and Germany will step in to protect it. And that's what will happen.
Yeah, and the Panama Canal, America had control of it because they paid for it for years, and then there was a joint control, and then they gave up complete control in 1999. Right? And that was it, because America figured they got their whole due, and it went over to Panama. And, what are you going to do? Invade Panama just to get the thing? This guy is a rampant fucking lunatic, and he must be stopped. I say again, as the country with all the guns, why can't any of you shoot?
Yeah. I mean, even all the mad people in the American government that he's got, as his sidekicks, even they must be looking to each other, thinking, "No, this guy's fucking insane."
Oh yeah, man.
Let's put Marjorie Taylor Greene in charge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you go at Greenland at all, Trump, and it'll be the first time everybody in NATO turns on one of its own, because it'll be you.
Yeah.
Fucking stooge. Where are you up to next?
From one nutcase to another, because a man was arrested for yelling profanities and wearing a helmet with a sex toy attached to it as he rode by a church. Yes. State police identified the man as 52-year-old Jason Mitchell. Troopers said they responded to the area of a Grace Fellowship Evangelical Free Church. So no evangelical stuff going on there. Blah blah in a New London turn, but it doesn't matter where it was. But anyway, witnesses told them that Mitchell yelled profanities while on his bike. And he rode up and down wearing a helmet with a dildo on it. State police released a warrant, an arrest warrant, and I'm going to read some of it. From the police person who wrote it out. It says, "I was posted outside the church, keeping an eye out for any security issues." During the church service, I saw a male in bright orange sweatshirt and black backpack riding a bicycle with a dildo on his helmet.
What the fuck?
The man did something similar last week.
Was he maybe just in a poorly designed chicken suit?
He makes it a point to drive by during the service every week. And do wheelies back and forth between his residence and the church. This week he had a dildo on his helmet, which he has not had in previous weeks. This week he was also screaming profanities as he rode by. He said he parked his bike across from the church and he began reaching into his backpack, which was concerning to me. He was picking up bits of trash off the sidewalk, and there was no conversation from anyone at the churchyard towards him. We were just keeping watch of what he was doing. He's known to the community because he frequently rides around in the early hours.
Did you say freakishly or frequently? Because either one works. I'm just not sure.
Just swap the words wherever you want. But he rides around in the early hours naked with a cowboy hat. I'm assuming he was wearing the cowboy hat, not just like cycling with a cowboy hat next to him.
I just spit beer in this bucket, you bastard. I just did.
There's more to it. He says he also stated that he was attempting to comply with our requests by putting on clothes for his daily ride today. He admitted to riding back and forth between the church and his residence approximately 30 times. When questioned about the dildo on his helmet, he stated He stated he was attempting to recreate the German helmet that his grandfather wore during World War II.
Was he goose stepping?
Troopers said, hang on. Oh, let me get my breath. Troopers also said he also altered state signs nearing his house to include offensive language. And for the most recent incident, he was charged with a second-degree breach of peace, and he was held on a 10,000 bond and appears in court December. Wow, it's just hilarious. Apparently, he was also like having bonfires in his yard, dancing around it naked at night. Good. What a character!
We need a new thing on the show. We're gonna have a warning that pops up on the screen. This story is not intended for drinking because it's probably going through your nose or out your mouth.
Oh, I got to wipe my eyes down now.
I almost died. Okay, I got to figure out where I am now because I had too many things there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we went from an idiot to an idiot to an idiot. It's just one of those shows, people. Sorry, what are you going to do? But Meta's doing a thing that's really going to help with disinformation, because they're scrapping the third-party fact-checking service in the U.S. 9 years after starting it, and they're replacing it with what's called community notes. And it's a system that's similar to the one used by X.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so Zuckerberg says it's going to help promote free expression and stop harmless content from getting taken down.
Oh, dear God.
In the online video that I'm not going to play because who wants to watch that pencil neck talk to you? He said that Donald Trump's victory in the U.S. election helped inform that change needed to happen. He says the recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards, once again, prioritizing free speech. So users on sites such as Facebook and Instagram will be able to highlight a post that could be misleading and need more context instead of leaving it to outside organizations and experts. So can you imagine? You're going to have like groups like flat earthers and Sasquatch watchers flagging posts calling them morons as needing more explanation. This is going to be awful.
Oh, it's worse. They'll probably be running for president next year.
Yeah. Oh, man. But so whoever owns Donald Trump has obviously offered Zuckerberg some money, but probably more like concessions so that the government won't pick on him for being a monopolistic bastard, right?
Oh, dear.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to reset the clock. I have no idea how long we've been doing the real show for. Oh, well, we'll figure it out.
No. It reset once you did the titles. It's all right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, it's right.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so fuck this guy. Did I make that point? Okay, I did. All right.
Yeah. Say it again.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Now,
well, after that, we're going to go fuck this story because, I'm going to read this story out, and then I've got a bit of a beef about it. But so Audi shoppers and even delivery drivers were left confused by a phantom Audi store that showed up in the middle of nowhere on Google Maps. Yeah. I'm going to miss that bit. A country lane in Dennickshire between Clogloch and where apparently a milk tanker got stuck. It had been attempted to deliver to a phantom Audi store created by a local prankster, putting it onto Google Maps.
Created by Scooby-Doo.
Audi shoppers and even delivery drivers have been led astray by a phantom Audi store in the middle of North Wales countryside. And keep now. Right. Okay. This is where I'm going to start. I'm going to start ranting now. But no. Okay. So instead of adding up Audi, motorists following sat navs instead found themselves heading to a remote farm a few miles north of Ruth in Denbighshire. They were drawn to the site by a fake location pin. You keep repeating yourself. Yeah, it's said to be created as a joke. The pin was removed. Now here's the story, because a lot of this story is going on about a milk tanker, that got stuck in the roads as it was delivering to an Audi store. Now, call me naive, but I'm pretty sure that stores don't receive tankers of milk. They go to bottling plants.
Even our bulk barn stores don't have bulk milk.
Yeah, and also in this story, they're saying that delivery drivers were trying to deliver to this Audi store. Now, I'm pretty sure that in all supermarket world, you don't just go, right, there's a store. It's not like a fucking airdrop in World War II. you know, this is an organized logistics. You go, right, I'm going to take this stuff and deliver it to this store. You don't go, oh look, there's an Audi store out in the middle of nowhere. Let's go and deliver some stuff. Now I'm taking this story with the pinchiest pinch of salt. I think, yes, there was a gag, and these people who are writing this article have decided to just lay in thick on it and just come up with any bullshit. Now, I quite believe there was a milk tanker that got stuck in the windy roads, but I'm sure it wasn't delivering to an Audi store.
Not even close. No way.
I'm pretty sure lots of people got lost and stuff. But but this story is
now. If it was
hands up in the chat, you think this is bullshit.
Yeah, the only way this makes sense is if it wasn't an Aldi store, but some sort of warehousey like place where you would deliver bulk milk because they fill the cartons there. And no, but hold on, look at that map. That's not where you put those places. That makes no sense to anyone.
Yeah, I'll go deliver. Yeah. Well, shut up. Yeah. No, this story goes on and on and on and on, and it's like, oh, come on, guys, just give it a break. I know it's a short week on news, but come on.
Yeah.
It's such a short week on news that I'm even reporting on the 42 show.
Yeah.
How shit is that?
Now, normally it would be my turn right now, but I'm handing my turn to you.
Oh,
because I was one of those people who I like Top Gear. I'm a real car guy, so I watch Clarkson's Farm because I got to be a fan of Jeremy Clarkson as an entertainer, not as a person so much always, but and his struggles on Clarkson's Farm to do anything with the town council literally being able to just say no anytime he wanted to sweep his front porch, for God's sakes, used to drive me crazy to watch. Dunk, you've got to do this story before we go.
Are we going straight to story number 6?
Yeah.
Right. Yes, because the council has fined an elderly farmer £3,000 for knocking down a wall that he built himself. And he says he refuses to give in and would prefer to die in prison. Yes, Ron Knight, 89 years old, has faced 7 years of a living nightmare since receiving a planning enforcement notice from the council for removing part of a concrete wall to access his own land.
Yeah.
He built the wall himself in 1973, but when he took part of it down in 2017, he was told it was historic and in a conservation area and needed planning permission.
Yeah. This is the kind of nonsense that you got, like in the UK, your little town councils are so concerned with protecting heritage and stuff that it's gotten out of control to the point where it's like, I built it. How historic? Am I historic? I mean, the poor guy, man. What the hell? And it's not like it's from the 1600s. I would get that, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like a beautiful dry stone wall.
It's not Isaac Newton's fucking childhood home, right?
It was concrete.
Yeah.
It was a concrete wall. Yeah. So, but anyway, he missed a deadline to appeal, and the pensioner then has appeared in court multiple times, and even threatened with jail term. He even vowed to die in prison. I've said that bit. But he has now been threatened with an enforcement action with letters stating bailiffs could raid his home and remove items to reclaim the losses.
What losses?
Yeah, was a £3,000.
Yeah, but
because the council need it desperately.
Yeah, because literally somebody's late on a car payment, and somebody else is stupid enough to drive an MG that needs another rebuild, right? You know?
Yeah. So as you can imagine, it's left his wife Jean, who was 81, fraught with anxiety. But Mr. Knight said the decision was ridiculous and vowed to block any attempt to access his home. Yeah, he's going to get a shotgun. He says he's now got a letter from the bailiff saying they're going to come and take what they were owed in lieu of fines. The whole thing is ridiculous.
They should take it in horse shit, you stupid motherfuckers. It's unbelievable. If anybody is on Twitter and you're like popular on Twitter, see if you can tag Jeremy Clarkson and get him this story, because he could get some awareness to it, because Clarkson has gone through this and he hates them.
Yeah. Where was I? I lost the thing now. Sorry, I had a bit, but I've lost it now.
That's called indigestion, unless I'm hearing you wrong.
Yeah, but thing is, he actually agreed to an order from a judge to pay, £5 a month from his own pension, to pay off this fine. But he was later told it couldn't be done, and he needed to visit a post office to pay it off each time. A trip at his age and his health is
come on,
is unable to do. He's been to court so many times he's lost count, and
wow,
it's just nuts.
Wow,
I'm just looking through if there's anything else to add to it. This story goes on for pages and pages and pages, and I can't do it. Here's
the link in the chat, everybody, to this story, and share it out on Twitter or whatever. Let's see if we can't get this guy a little bit of what the hell and stuff it up that council's ass. The man is literally gonna drop it might be his last birthday coming up, and you're gonna raid his home over $3,000. Fuck every one of you, man.
Well, one of the parts of the story is that he sold a lot of his farm because he was that age. He sold his farm that him and his brothers had bought in 1957, and so he sold off a lot of the land. And you can see him by his gate there. What happened was, a lot of his the areas that he was left with, he couldn't access. Exactly. He couldn't access to anymore because people had developed onto it. And so he had to lock the wall down to clear out, to get in access to his own place to tidy it up. But
wow,
just the logic is just unfound.
Yeah, that's crazy. So let's see here. Time is up. We can't run long because we're going to re-upload it as a video. Thanks everybody for joining us and figuring out this mess that we've created.